When it comes to buying the right products, there's a lot to look out for. That's why today, we've picked and reviewed the 5 best models for you. And we've ranked them by many different factors, such as price, quality, durability, performance, and more. You can see their prices and find out more information by using the links in the description down below. Let's not waste any more time and get started with the video. If quality is your main focus, then you should consider this next model because it has the best build quality.
Number 5. Filco Ninja Aduantage2. It's not a secret that Filco is one of the best producers of silent mechanical keyboards. In line with this, the Filco Ninja Aduantage2 is one of their best sellers, with many programmers confident with its capacities. The Aduantage2 Ninja is a no-frills keyboard with a simple, clean design. You won't find any of the flashy features found on some keyboards such as LED lighting, media buttons or macro keys. Instead, this keyboard offers a very clean appearance and an extremely sturdy feel. This keyboard offers blank keycaps, there are still labels, but just on the sides, which greatly appeal to programmers. After all, faded keycap prints is a usual concern for most programmers. Besides, they are accurate typists and practically remember all key locations on the keyboard, so labels on keycaps are not that important. The build quality of the Filco Ninja Aduantage is plastic, not the best choice of materials, but it is sturdy. It also has a rough surface and the keycaps are sleek and solid, perfect for hours of typing. The switches are mechanical and powered by the Cherry MX series. They're tactile, crisp and give satisfying feedback. This keyboard is not fully backlit and there are only 3 keys that get this treatment: the caps lock, num lock and scroll lock. All in all, this keyboard sports a total of 87 keys and has a US ASCII key arrangement. Quite standard, but can be easily replaced if you want. If you want a different keyboard layout, the Filco key puller for switching keys will come in handy. The Aduantage2 Ninja's design is definitely targeted toward a narrow market segment, specifically those looking for a high-quality keyboard that provides an excellent typing experience without bringing lots of extra features to the table. If you want something that's built like a tank and will last you for a very long time, then definitely go with the Filco Ninja Aduantage2. It's definitely a solid keyboard that won't let you down.
Moving up, we have the most versatile model out there. Let's take a look.
Number 4. Corsair K9S RGB. The best programming keyboard with macro keys we've tested so far is the Corsair K9S RGB Platinum XT. Although it's mainly designed to be a gaming keyboard, the 6 dedicated macro keys and the ability to reprogram every key make it favourable for programmers too. This keyboard is available in different switches including Cherry MX Speed, Linear, Cherry MX Blue, Clicky and Cherry MX Brown, Tactile, so you get the switches you prefer the most. The unit we reviewed has the blue switches, which are too loud for an office environment but offer great tactile feedback. The typing quality is excellent and the double-shot PBT caps feel stable and help minimise typos. The keys require a fair amount of actuation, so it might get tiring typing on this keyboard, but it comes with a comfortable wrist rest. Each key is individually lit, which is fantastic for those late-night programming sessions, and the overall build quality of the keyboard is amazing. One of the main highlights of this keyboard is its body. It's made of aluminium. That makes this keyboard lightweight and very durable at the same time. The rubber wrist rest is also attached to the front side of this keyboard, so whether it's on the table or on your lap, your palms will get comfort. I personally love this keyboard, since I also play games such as CSGO from time to time, and it never lets me down in these situations. It's really fun to type on, and once you get used to it, it will be hard to go back to those traditional keyboards. Basically, it's a very versatile keyboard that can be used for anything. Whether you're on a late-night programming session, chatting with your friends, or using the keyboard to play your favourite games, you'll be satisfied with it.
If comfort is important to you, then you will love this next model. It's the most comfortable option out there.
Number 3. Kinesis Aduantage2. The Kinesis Aduantage contoured keyboard is probably the second weirdest looking keyboard on the market, the first weirdest being the safe-type vertical keyboard. The Aduantage takes the split layout of a standard ergonomic keyboard and turns it inside out, with a letter, number, punctuation and arrow keys placed in 2 bowl-shaped wells on either side of the board. Enter, space, backspace and certain other control keys are found on the center island and are struck with the thumbs. The function keys F1 to F12 are demoted to squishy little rubber things, which we'll look at in more detail later. The layout of the Kinesis Aduantage allows it to offer some pretty unique ergonomic benefits. To start with, the two halves of the keyboard are further apart than any conventional split keyboard. This allows your arms and wrists to reach almost straight out whilst typing, instead of being scrunched and twisted into the posture of a standard keyboard. Your palms can rest lightly on the front part of the board while your fingers float over the concave key wells. You can order the Kinesis with Cherry MX brown switches, the default, or Cherry MX red switches, which they call low force. I like the browns myself, they have just enough resistance without being too much. While the brown switches don't click like the Cherry MX Blue, you can enable a firmware click in the Kinesis. The keyboard is loud enough without firmware click, so I have no idea why people would use that. If you've tried some ordinary ergonomic keyboards with poor results, the Kinesis Aduantage is a step up that you may need to take. The price tag is high, there is an adjustment period, and some elements of the design may annoy you. However, if it helps your typing-related pain, those other things are petty by comparison. Also, after a while, you'll most likely learn to work around the annoying features of the keyboard and begin to enjoy some of its more subtle efficiency benefits.
Before we talk about the best model overall, let's look at the runner-up for this list.
Number 2. AN Pro 2. The AN Pro 2 stands out in the crowd that's 60% mechanical keyboards with its fantastic software, quick tap arrow key function, fantastic build quality, rock-solid Bluetooth connection. AN Pro 2 can be confidently added to the list of best affordable keyboards with its premium build quality relative to other comparable keyboards in the market. It beats the competition by its aesthetic looks and rules the desktop by its RGB customizable lighting. The keyboard measures 97 by 284 by 40 mm. The overall weight for it is around 635 grams, which I find comparatively lightweight. The AN Pro 2 uses PBT keycaps. PBT is generally a longer wearing material and doesn't yellow as much as normal software ABS keycaps used more commonly on keyboards. If I had to sum up how good the AN Pro 2 is in one word, amazing. Oppens has really improved the AN Pro with better Bluetooth connectivity which never missed or repeated a keystroke. The addition of USB-C is also a welcome change since it's much easier plugging in the cable without looking at the port. The Kali switches and the improved stabilizer bars for the larger keys makes the typing and gaming experience much better. One of the main selling points of this board is wireless support over Bluetooth. However, it also includes a detachable micro USB cable. The cable is used for charging and wired connectivity when Bluetooth is disabled or unavailable. The AN Pro is available with Gateron Blue, Clicky, Red, Linear and Brown tactile switches. If you're planning to get this keyboard for strictly programming, then definitely go with brown or blue switches. To conclude, the AN Pro 2 hits all the keyboard trends and buzzwords: PBT, double shot, RGB, wireless, 60% and programmable. Best value for the money in a compact mechanical keyboard with that many features, multiple switch choices and wireless connectivity.
Finally, the next model is the best overall. From us, it gets a perfect score in all categories.
Number 1. Happy Hacking Professional 2. This keyboard takes a very minimalistic approach regarding its design. On top of dropping the numpad, it also cuts the navigation keys and the function keys above it, making it smaller than the 10-keyless keyboard. And the first thing I noticed about it is how little I strain my hands while typing. It also significantly frees up my workspace and makes using my mouse effortless. The good thing is they didn't attempt to make the key smaller. The key response is also instant, probably due to the use of high-quality top-ray switches. It's not as noisy as the standard mechanical keyboard since the top-ray switches are more of a fusion between the membrane and mechanical keyboards, but you can still hear the clack when the switch bottoms out, which is just how I prefer it. I must say that this keyboard will also take some time getting used to. There have been some shifts in key placements. For instance, Cap shares positions with the tab button and Control takes its place. Instead of a backspace, it has Delete. However, you can use the DIP switches at the bottom to change this back and also modify the action of other specific keys. There's a guide at the bottom that explains what each switch does. The matte key labels on a dark grey finish may not be the easiest to see, but I'm confident it'll appeal to those that hate too much colour on their keys. The keyboard itself weighs around 530 grams, making it extremely light and an ideal keyboard to bring with you on the go, thanks largely to its plastic construction. However, don't let the use of plastic fool you because it feels quite sturdy and there is minimal flex. The keyboard also uses PBT for its keycaps and a dye sub printing process that'll ensure that the legends will not fade with use over time. The use of PBT means that the keycaps feel rougher compared to regular keycaps, which can help with a grip. It also means that over time the keycaps will not develop that shine that ABS keycaps are known to do. I'd recommend the HHKB to anyone looking for something different, especially if they have extensive experience with other mechanical keyboards. The cost is such that if you don't have experience with other mechanical keyboards, you'll probably find yourself questioning the value proposition of what is essentially an extremely refined rubber dome keyboard. However, once you give the layout some thought and start to think about switch feel, then the value proposition is more straightforward. Buying guide. Firstly, switches. There are two main manufacturers of mechanical switches, Cherry and Topray. Both make great switches, but they all come with different actuation forces. For example, Cherry has the MX Brown, which has an actuation force of 45 grams, and the MX Black, which has an actuation force of 60 grams. With a few seconds of typing, you'll not notice a lot of difference. After an hour, the 60 grams could get painful. The three mechanical switches which we recommend are MX Blue, audible clicks, MX Brown, light with no clicks, and the Topray Standard, light with no clicks. Secondly, wireless versus wired. Wireless keyboards can definitely minimize the clutter on your desk, and if you're a professional programmer, then there's a good chance that your desk is cluttered. Fewer cords coming and going from your equipment can only be seen as a good thing. When you're looking at wireless keyboards, look at ones which have a long battery life and keep the keyboard charged. Wired keyboards are more robust and will not lag, but wireless keyboards are great for when you're on the go or using multiple devices. And thirdly, key materials. What material are the keys crafted from? You're going to be hitting the keycaps, the top of the physical key, a lot as a programmer, so you need them to be durable and crafted from robust materials. ABS plastic is the most commonly used and will hold up for a long time. If you want your keyboard to be backlit, then you might want to opt for transparent keys. Some keys have a texture on the top, which can give a great tactile experience, while some can be distracting. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you found it helpful, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future. If you have any questions related to these products, you can leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.